Hi there, Becky here from 168 Fitness. With about 6 weeks to go until Christmas, I'm here today to give you some encouragement, give you some top tips and advice on how to stay in shape over the festive period when perhaps you're busy and you're socializing more, maybe motivation's at a bit of a low point. I'm here today to try and encourage you to keep going with your fitness goals or to get started even if you've not already and you're maybe thinking that you're going to put it off until the new year. You've still got plenty of time to get started and do something, achieve something, or maybe you just need that extra little kick up the bum to put in that extra bit of effort that's going to make you feel so much fitter, healthier and better and more confident about yourself going into the Christmas and New Year period. So today's all about motivation, giving you some top tips and advice that will just help you to stay in shape and feel good over Christmas. So my first advice, I always start with exercise. No matter what your goal is, exercise for me is the thing that's going to make you feel good. Yes, you have to put a bit of effort in. Yes, it's sometimes a challenge to actually do the exercise or to make time for the exercise. But if you can do that, if you can make the time, you can arrange some kind of exercise, plan it in and actually just go and do it, you will feel so much better for doing that exercise session, no matter what it is, as long as you are on board with what that is. So whether it's one of our classes, PT sessions, whether it's a run or a gym session or some kind of other class or whatever it is that you choose to do, I know you will feel better for doing it. All the endorphins that you get, those feel good hormones, that you can't escape those. So you will feel good and you'll feel proud for doing it, especially if you were considering not doing it. You can feel even more proud for actually going through with it and getting it done. So exercise is always where I start. Now, to stay in shape over Christmas when we're maybe eating a little bit more, maybe just going out a little bit more, and there's more sort of indulgent food around, then we're going to need to do some exercise to help burn off those calories. And that's going to make all the difference over this next 6 weeks, but also over sort of Christmas and New Year as well. So my first top tip is to make sure you get your exercise done every week. So I would suggest 3 times a week is a great amount to be doing, to be burning off some of that excess energy that we're consuming perhaps, and just to get you feeling good. And if we spread those 3 exercise sessions across the week, then that's going to help you to feel good throughout the week as well. So keeping the endorphins topped up, keep you feeling good as well. So that's my first top tip, to try and fit those exercise sessions in 3 times a week. Now, they can be any exercise sessions. I mentioned a few before, but you could also be walking. That's an alternative as well. It doesn't have to be an organised class or high intensity session, some kind of activity that just helps you burn off some calories, keeps your body active, moving, using those muscles. So you're not just doing nothing for the next sort of 6-8 weeks until the new year. We want to try and keep you active, keep you healthy, keep you fit, keep you feeling good as well. So my first top tip is to fit those exercise sessions in no matter what. And then my next top tip is going to help with that, because the key thing that I find people often do at this time of year is they put off their exercise sessions, maybe because the darker mornings, and they're not necessarily prioritizing exercise in the evenings because maybe you're busy, maybe you've got other social events on, or just work's busy, or whatever it is, kids got things on at school and things. So sometimes fitting the exercise sessions in the evening is going to be harder work. So my advice would be to try and fit it in first thing in the morning if you can. Now, that won't always work, depends on what you do for exercise. It won't always work. Sometimes you'll be able to fit classes in, or gym, or go for a run, go for a walk, but just try and fit something in the mornings if you know you can't do the evenings. So for example, we've just launched our sort of 9:15 morning classes that will help people, if they are available at those times, help people to fit exercise in when they can't make the usual evening classes. And we also have 6:30 a.m. PT sessions as well online that help people fit exercise in before work, before life gets busy, and before you know it, the day's done and you've not managed to fit any exercise in. So my next top tip would be to fit exercise in the morning if you know that you can't do your usual sort of evening exercise. If you can do your evening exercise and you prefer that time of the day, and that all works out, then that's absolutely fine. But just making sure that you're not making excuses, that you're saying too busy when actually you could have made time in the morning as well. And then that will also help. One of my top tips when we're overindulging a little bit at Christmas, and we all do it, we all go out for meals later at night, maybe having 3 courses when usually obviously at home you wouldn't be eating that much, maybe consuming some alcohol, etc. So my other top tip would be to exercise in the morning when you've been out in the evening before and maybe over consumed a little bit. You'll know the feeling. You'll know when you've eaten a bit too much, maybe that you feel a bit stuffed going to bed that night, a bit heavy on the stomach. So you wake up in the morning a little bit earlier maybe than you're used to, and you go and do some kind of exercise to help burn that off. That's one of my top tips. Helps fat burning, helps to just burn off some of that excess energy, gets you feeling good again, gets you feeling energized. Sometimes it might be the last thing that you actually want to do if you've had a later night, but actually you will feel so much better for doing it. So that's another top tip, to make that time in the morning to go and burn off some of that extra energy. And that's going to really help to maintain your weight and your energy levels as well over this busy Christmas period coming up. So then one of my other top tips is to ensure that you remain sort of on schedule, on track with your exercise, with your eating, and all of the sort of aspects of health, whether that's going to bed on time, etc., drinking lots of water and things like that. Always try and keep all of those things that you can control, when you can control them, keep them on track as best as possible. Now, that might sound really simple, and it not necessarily simple, and it's certainly not easy to do when you get a little bit carried away over the Christmas period, or maybe you get sort of overwhelmed with all the busyness and everything else going on. But it is essential that when you can control those variables, when you can control what you're eating, that you make good choices, that you're eating healthy around all of the overindulging and all of the treats and all of the socializing and the partying and things like that, that you, when you can control it, when you can choose healthy options, that you do. That's all you have to do. I'm not saying don't have some of what you fancy when you go out. If you're going out for a meal, always pick what you want and what you would enjoy. I think that's really important, especially at this time of year, but anytime. I think that that's really important. I'm all for and a big fan of sort of everything in moderation. If I want to eat a burger and chips when I go out for a meal, or I don't know, whatever else I fancy when I go out, then I will. But I'll make sure that I'm burning it off afterwards, and also making healthier choices around it as well, so that I'm not going sort of all or nothing. I can make good choices around all of those sort of less healthier options as well. So that would be a key thing as well. So trying to stay on track around all of the sort of distractions that you've got going on this time of year. It is inevitable for everyone that you're going to get, you're going to be eating and drinking and enjoying yourself. So just trying to make those healthy choices. Don't give in to it completely and say, I'm going to start again in January, because you will end up being half a stone, maybe more, overweight and in a worse position come January. Whereas if you sort of moderate your consumption over Christmas, over this period, 6 weeks leading up to Christmas, then you will be feeling so much better and not having so much work to do come January. So that's important too. Another thing to do, I did mention it there, drinking lots of water as well. If you're drinking alcohol, maybe you don't, but if you do, make sure you drink plenty of water to help just flush out those toxins in the system, get you feeling good again. Good for your skin, good for just feeling energized as well. It's what your body needs. So just, you can make all the difference by if you've been out and indulged and enjoyed yourself a little bit too much, that just drinking plenty of water the next day and around as well, the day before and on the day that you're going to be going out as well. Just drinking plenty of water. Remember not to be drinking every single day. Give your body a little bit of a break from it. If you've got consecutive nights out and things, which does happen, but just try and give yourself some of those alcohol-free days as well. But that's not necessarily my remit to be talking about alcohol and consumption and things like that, but just drinking plenty of water and try and give yourself a bit of a break from it as well. And then just one last top tip, that just be getting in the right mindset of that it doesn't have to be all or nothing. So if you are going out, you don't have to have the starter and the dessert. If you're having one, you maybe have one, not the other. Or if you're having the dessert, maybe don't go overboard with the alcohol, or vice versa, things like that. So sometimes at this time of year, it's easy to just get carried away and just think, I'll start again in January. Let's just give into it and just overindulge every single time and just not give any consideration to how your body feels. And then you'll just feel so sluggish and just so, well, fat, not feeling good. Just not feeling confident and healthy. And we want you to get to Christmas. It is a whole period, isn't it, of not just Christmas Day. We've got this run up to Christmas. So if you overdo it now in that run up to Christmas, you don't want to be doing that, so that, because when it comes to sort of Christmas, New Year, you're going to feel awful. And we've all been there. And we need to learn to sort of sustain our energy and think about moderation, and just hopefully get to January not feeling too overweight or lethargic or unhealthy, and just feeling a bit better. That's what we want to do. So key things: get into that exercise, eating well around those nights out and things over. When you're going to be overindulging, you are, when you're partying and everything else, then there's going to be some moments. So just trying to stay on track as best as you can. And key thing here as well, do not put it off until January. We have 6 weeks of solid effort time where you can achieve fantastic results. You could be half a stone lighter. You could be running your first 5K if you really want to get into running now. You can achieve so much in that 6 weeks, or just even maintaining where you are now, rather than being sort of half a stone heavier or more and being completely unfit and out of shape and out of practice in January. Just think about where you want to be come January. Do you want to feel good, or do you want to feel rubbish? That's your choice to make. So hopefully that's helped today. And if you've got any more questions, please do ask me. I'll be happy to help, keep you accountable, keep you motivated. That's what I'm all about. So hopefully see you next time. I'm sure I'll be in touch before Christmas and New Year, and it's too early to be saying have a good one, but enjoy all the excitement, and I'll see you soon.